Hello viewer, this episode I'll be going through these possibly overpowered Superman feats in the Final Crisis Superman Beyond story. The first possible feat is of Superman, along with Shazam, attempting to lift the Book of Infinite Pages to claim that Superman has infinite strength. The next possible feat is of the Superman team destroying reality blitzing missiles said to be traveling to all 50 DC universes. It was claimed these missiles would travel the whole span of a universe in the time between heartbeats towards these 52 universes. It's been claimed that this proves that Superman is impossibly fast. So, let's check the full story and see if these hold true. Disclaimers first. Please support the official material. Stuff I show here is for informative purposes, and spoilers. On with the show. And very quickly, the sources I will be going through are Final Crisis, Superman Beyond 1 and 2 to analyze these claims. For basic context, Lois is sick and Superman is recruited by the Monitor Zillow Vala to help save the multiverse. In exchange, Superman would get something called the Bleed, a substance that could help cure Lois. So, with the Book of Infinite Pages, it is found in a library down in Limbo where the Superman end up trapped. Our post-crisis Superman, along with a Superman from another universe, who just so happens to be Shazam, formerly Captain Marvel, try to lift the Book of Infinite Pages to find a solution to their predicament. Now, it's implied that while touching the book, you start to sort of read pages of the book. And by read, I mean information from the book appears to be uploaded to the mind of the person touching the book. So, Superman and Shazam are holding the book, and history of the monitors and other information is relayed to their minds. But, as they try to lift the book with all its pages in it, they get zapped. The book is still shown unmoved, still suspended in mid-air. Next, Ultraman is seen lifting the same book, but it's been established he read to the last chapter of the book. Based on the dialogue, it appears that Ultraman is carrying the book that only contains that final chapter of the so-called Infinite Pages book. Based on what the story has presented, it appears the number of pages occupying the same space in the book appears to be determined by the person or people trying to access it. We see this when Shazam and Superman are trying to collect every bit of information ever in existence from the book, but cannot lift the book and instead get blasted as a result from trying to lift or carry that much information. In contrast, Ultraman only wanted the final chapter that contains information on Mandrake and was able to carry the book as a result, so that he could spread his quote-unquote new gospel. From this information, it appears that Superman was not able to lift or carry the book if it contained infinite pages or information. It was only able to be carried if the book contained a finite amount of information, i.e. the final chapter, as shown by Ultraman. Now, moving on to these reality blitzing missiles. For context, they were launched from Mandrak's destroyer and were being sent to the 52 universes in the DC Comics multiverse. And yes, the time span of a heartbeat was mentioned. So, here's the full story on that. Regarding the time span between heartbeats, it was established that time was stopped in post-crisis Superman's universe, with Lois's space between heartbeats used as reference for that time stop. This was next brought up with Mandrak trying to tease Superman, who at the time was controlling the cosmic armor Superman with Ultraman, about not being able to save Lois. This is continued when the Superman team are destroying the missiles, and when Superman returns to his universe to save Lois. In essence, there's no actual specific time given for when the Superman team destroyed all the reality blitzing missiles. Regarding travel between universes, the monitors have a method without actually physically traveling through one whole universe to get to another, and that method is referred to as the bleed storm space. It is clearly shown that the Supermen are transported to different Earths or universes from the Ultima Thule, which is Zillow Valor's spaceship. Now, given Mandrak's destroyer is also monitor technology, and the fact that a similar spaceship was chasing the Ultima Thule between different Earths or universes, it makes sense the missiles probably would have used the bleed storm space to get to these 52 different DC universes. There's also no indication these reality blitzing missiles actually had to travel to the center of a universe to take effect. Comparing the missiles with another monitor technology, Zillow's Chrono Paralyzer, it was shown she didn't need to travel the span of a universe to activate it. It would make sense these missiles only needed to reach the designated universe to activate as well. And final point, it's been implied Superman can travel through Bleedstorm space without much trouble, so the Superman team would have had a bit more leeway to intercept and destroy the missiles, being able to travel through Limbo and the Bleedstorm space before the missiles could reach a universe. In short, the Superman would very likely have super speed to be able to destroy all 52 missiles, but there is no real proof that they were moving faster than light or even at light speed, since there was no actual time or distance mentioned for the missiles. The space between heartbeats, again, was more a reference of time being stopped between Lois's heartbeats, and its established monitor technology allows travel between universes through the Bleedstorm space, which doesn't actually require traveling through a whole universe to get to the other. So, all in all, there's no real evidence these missiles were moving impossibly fast, let alone at light speed. So, in conclusion, it's clear that Superman was not able to lift the book when it contained infinite pages or information. The book was only ever lifted by Ultraman when it contained a finite amount of information, the so-called final chapter on Mandrak. As for destroying the reality blitzing missiles, it doesn't prove Superman is impossibly fast or was even moving at light speed, since no actual time or distance was given on how far the missiles could travel. This is given that the time between heartbeats was more a reference to time being stopped in post-crisis Superman's universe, and not the actual time taken for the Supermen to destroy the missiles. Also, given the missiles are monitor technology, they can definitely use the bleed storm space to essentially teleport to all 52 DC universes, again, without needing to travel across one whole universe. Of course, that's just me. Read the full story and make your own judgments. Okay, that's all for today. Hope you now understand Superman beyond what you did before the video. Thanks for watching and hope to feat you again.